Hello again, everybody. I'm going to read another chapter of my book called The POE and then A Gateway in the Basement. And I'm on chapter 7 at the moment. Like, comment, and share if you actually like it. Jacob and Nick enter Jacob's apartment complex, still searching for Brittany. But once they get to the second floor, they notice that there is something amiss inside the complex. Something isn't right. Nick kneels down and feels the carpet that is right in front of the staircase that leads to the third floor. Let me guess. The master demon once again has lurked into our domain and probably killed some people and took their souls. I couldn't have put it any better, even if I wanted to. Nick slides his sword out. A master demon only enters the realm of the living to steal souls unless he has specific instructions from a higher ranking demon to do something other than to steal people's souls. Nick tries to explain a master demon's psyche to Jacob, but it is not that easy since he is new at hunting supernatural forces. Nonetheless, Nick begins to walk up the flight of steps with his sword ready to strike, and his eyes are fully open and alert. Once they reach the top floor, they enter the first apartment they come across. Everything inside seems normal, but once they get into the master bedroom, they realize that they were right and Balthazar has been here. There is a middle-aged male lying upon the left-hand side of the bed. He has holes all over his body, missing limbs, and even his brains are missing. Zombies really went at it on this guy. Nick sheathes his sword, knowing that there is not any danger in this apartment, unless you count seeing dead bodies everywhere being in danger. Shall we get into the other bedroom? Jacob enters the hallway with curiosity and bravery on his mind. I guess we shall. Nick follows him. Once he enters the final room and realizes that there is what's left of two toddlers inside the crib. Knowing that this is not a good omen, Nick exits the room feeling a little uncomfortable and at recent tragedies. Now that is a damn shame. Why would a demon want to kill a baby? Jacob follows Nick outside in the hallway. Necessarily they wouldn't, but this master demon seems to be different. Nick begins to walk out of the apartment, knowing that there is not anything more he can do, unless he can get some help. Different. How? Jacob again follows. He is not like any other master demon I have faced before. This has been a first time for one of them to kill an infant. He is more powerful than I originally assumed. Nick gets to Jacob's apartment door and turns the knob. Jacob would have been a fool if he did not notice there is a slight hint of fear in Nick's voice. Once they enter, Nick and Jacob see that Brittany is already seated upon the couch. She is sitting next to a girl that is dressed like Nick, a little older than him and a lot prettier. Becky! About time you showed up. This master demon is more powerful and sadistic than the headmaster originally thought. I could desperately use your help. So what did the headmaster tell you before you were sent up here? He told me that this master demon's name is Balthazar, and he is more powerful than any other master demon that we have ever faced before. Rebecca stands up and gives her younger brother a huge bear hug. Who's your sister, Nick? She's very pretty. Jacob elbows Nick, trying to get him to introduce the two of them. Her name is Rebecca, and she doesn't play games with guys younger than her. So give up before you begin, because you won't get anywhere with her. Hello, Rebecca. My name is Jacob. How are you? Jacob ignores Nick and stretches out his hand in greetings. I'm okay. Rebecca shakes his hand, even though she knows that Brittany does not like Jacob's reaction towards her. She still has to be polite. Jacob, however, does not want to let go of Rebecca's hand. She has to take her hand back with full force, almost knocking Jacob off his feet. So I'm glad that I could get you away from Carl for a little while. What little bit of information and clues I have been collecting points towards that I alone am no match for Balthazar. I firmly agree, and that is why I'm here. Besides, family obligations come first. I couldn't let you have all the fun by yourself, could I? Now let me see the basement for myself. I want to know just how powerful Balthazar really is. Rebecca grabs her sword and quickly exits the apartment, followed by her brother. Wait for me, Jacob bellows, quickly following Rebecca and Nick with no regards for Brittany's feelings. Brittany, on the other hand, did not want to go. But she does not want to be by herself either. So she slowly follows Jacob with her head held low. She just met this guy and already he is acting like a dick. The only excuse that he has is that a lot of horrible things have been happening around them. But even so, that does not give him the right to abandon her at the sight of another beautiful woman. Now that she thinks about it, everything that has been happening over the past couple days depresses her. Rebecca and Nick are standing outside the door that leads into the basement. They would already have been inside, except for that there is a deadbolt padlock holding the door in place with its frame. Should I go back upstairs and get my bolt cutters? Jacob is eager to please Rebecca. No, I've got this handled. She takes her sword and quickly and precisely swings it with all of her might towards the deadbolt lock. Once the sword touches the surface of the lock, it quickly cuts through it with timeless precision. Way to go, sis. Nick opens the door, allowing his group to enter. Thanks. But it is my skills with a sword that gets me through anything. Once you go through advanced swordsmanship skills, you will know what I'm talking about. So let's go and follow my lead. Rebecca leads the group through the doorway, down a flight of steps, and then into a damp laundry room. Holy shit, that gateway is enormous. Nick states the obvious. Everybody else quickly agrees. Once they all get into the heart of the laundry room, they notice that the gateway is the same size of a Mini Cooper. It is the biggest gateway that Nick and Rebecca have ever seen in their entire lifetime. The great field agents of the Protectors of Earth and their pets. Balthazar's voice echoes throughout the entire basement and is coming out of the gateway itself. That will be us. Now why don't you come out of your hole and face us? If you are so powerful, then why are you so cowardice? Rebecca tries to make Balthazar angry. As you wish. He exits the gateway and faces his adversaries with a smirk on his face. So what are you planning, Balthazar? We know that you have a plan, so why don't you tell us what it is? Nick and Rebecca both unsheathe their swords and get ready for a confrontation. Well, my plan begins with Jacob and Brittany. Balthazar gazes upon both of them with a sparkle in his left eye. What are you planning to do with us? Jacob wraps his right arm around Brittany. It isn't you two I'm going to do anything with. It's both of your parents. What are you talking about? This enrages Jacob, knowing that everybody else knows more about his father than he does. Let me guess. Neither of you know how important your parents are to the supernatural world, good and evil alike. Balthazar begins to explain a couple of things. Brittany and Jacob are totally silent. Neither of them knows much about their respectful parents. By your silence, I'll take that as a no. You two have a lot to learn, so I won't spoil it for either of you. Balthazar grins, knowing that he and he alone knows about the top secret mission that Jacob's father and Brittany's mother worked on before they were killed. Are you going to do something, or are you just going to bore us to death by all of these interesting facts? Rebecca is beginning to get very bored with Balthazar's ploy. I was going to bore you to death, but since you're eager to die, I wouldn't want to disappoint you. Balthazar raises both of his arms. Dozens of graves and headstones appear from underneath the basement floor. Alright guys, I hope that you have fun. Balthazar exits through the open gateway. He leaves Jacob, Brittany, Rebecca, and Nick to fend for themselves against dozens of zombies, and some Class B demons are now coming through the gateway to join the festivities. You just had to say something, didn't you? Nick raises his sword in attack position. What can I say? I get impatient with demons who like to blob. With that being said, both of them begin to slice and dice. One zombie head to another zombie head gets cut from their shoulders and falls to the ground. Rebecca and Nick hold their own against dozens of zombies. It is not over until a cloud of black smoke exits the gateway, and its course seems to be going right towards Jacob and Brittany. Just as Brittany begins to run, a little bit of black smoke fills her lungs. She feels a little different, but keeps running towards Jacob's apartment with Jacob himself a couple feet behind her, keeping up with her speed. As for Rebecca and Nick, they both slowly make their way towards Jacob's apartment as well. The numbers of zombies have overwhelmingly diminished, but now the cloud of smoke has disappeared and it has found a live body so it will be able to attack and kill. Once Rebecca and Nick enter the apartment, Jacob and Brittany are already inside. Brittany is crying in the corner of the couch. Jacob has Nick's spare sword in his left hand, swinging it around. He is ready to defend himself. So Rebecca and Nick let one zombie through the middle of them as they kill the remaining 6 zombies with no problem. Jacob takes his sword and swings it as hard as he can, so the zombie's head collapses upon the floor along with his body. Rebecca then says a quick prayer in Latin, and all of the black smoke gets dragged out of Brittany and back into hell. Okay, people, we're going to get out of here for a while, so grab some possessions and let's go, Rebecca explains after all the dust settles. Where are we going? Jacob asks. We are going to get reinforcements. Balthazar is a lot stronger and smarter than we anticipated. Jacob might be in the arguing mood, but Brittany exits the apartment without saying a word to anybody. So Jacob follows suit, enters the bedroom, quickly packs the bag, and gets ready to go. Once he enters the living room, Brittany is already out there and ready to go herself. Okay, group, let's get out of here. Rebecca leads everybody outside the apartment. Jacob then locks the door, then they all leave knowing that everything is not all right. But once they get more help from the protectors of Earth, they get to take the fight to them. Even if they have to enter Balthazar's personal hell, they are not going to make it easy for any supernatural being, demon or zombie alike. This is chapter 7. Like I said in the beginning, like, comment, share if you actually like it, or if you don't like it. Constructive criticism is also welcome. So, have a good day, everybody. Thanks for listening. Until next time.